Okay, guys, so if you want to find which is the fastest route to your destination, you don't have to use Google Maps anymore because my husband, Sharad, he thinks he knows the fastest routes to everywhere in the world.
Oh my god.
It's so crazy. So we were going to the hospital the other day, and we checked the, it was raining and it was like super work hours. So there was too much traffic, and I was like, okay, let's just check Google Maps to see whichever is the fastest route and not crowded. So we checked the route. We went halfway, and then he was like, oh my god, I knew the route. I shouldn't have listened to you or Google Maps because we would have already reached faster. And I'm like, yeah, all right.
I honestly don't know what's up with men and asking for directions. My brother and my dad would never ask for directions, even if they're in a new city. Like, they'll not even use Google Maps. I don't know what they think about themselves or what ego gets hurt just by asking. They would rather drive in the wrong direction for 30 minutes than stop and ask somebody if it's the correct direction. Like, I will never understand this about men. Like, I'm the exact opposite. I would stop every 10 minutes. I'd be like, Anna, the correct way, the correct way. And like ask
That's
every
me.
single auto person.
Like, Google Maps is my savior. If there was no Google Maps, I probably wouldn't leave the house.
Seriously, dude. Like, I cannot even, like, even in the city that I've lived in for years, I cannot manage without maps. But men, I don't know what's up with them. They just don't want to ask for directions from anybody.
I swear. And when he told me, like, he was actually legit pissed. And he was like, we could have reached so much faster. I should have never listened to you or Google Maps. And I'm like, what? What?
Okay, Sharat, we get it. You're smarter than Google.
So,
Okay,
yes, guys,
whatever.
in case you need directions to anywhere, feel free to contact us.
All right, what's up, y'all? I'm Divya.
And I'm Vidya, and welcome to our podcast, Why This Color Berry?
Guys, I'm gonna give Wids a very, very big gift in this episode. This is a gift every single married woman would want, but they're just like so hesitant and they cannot ask this out because the society would not agree and accept this. Do you want to know what the gift is?
Yes, I'd love to.
For the next 10 minutes, we're gonna pretend that you're single and you're no longer married.
Love it.
I'm pretty sure you'll like very much appreciate that gift and you would
Obviously, oh
love.
my god, I don't remember the last time I was single. It was just like way too long ago.
Exactly. So that's why for the next 10 minutes, with you're gonna be single because we're gonna play a game, red flags or green flags. So guys, the game is very simple. We're gonna give each other scenarios in a relationship. It's pretty much like in the beginning of the dating stage. So these scenarios that occur in the beginning of the dating stage, I'm just gonna ask Wids and she's gonna ask me, and we're gonna tell each other if that scenario is a red flag or a green flag in the relationship. We're also gonna give a yellow flag, which is more like I don't care, it doesn't matter, it's very situational kind of a thing. But this is just like for all our fellow single people out there, y'all can relate to this and y'all can even get an idea of what an actual red flag is and what is something you can work through in a relationship. Which, are you ready to be
I
single
am ready.
again?
It's going to be like super simple. I'm just going to tell you one word and you can tell, like, if this is okay, if it is not.
Okay.
And I'm super excited to hear your thoughts on all of this.
Okay, let's go. You start. Give me the questions.
Okay. So, number one, farting.
Farting.
Yeah, I mean, like, are you okay? If you guys obviously you're gonna share a room and all of that. So,
Yeah.
are you okay with the other person farting loudly being in the same room? I mean, I prefer loud farts because if it's not loud, it's gonna be stinky. So just fart it out, guys.
Okay, I was prepared for a lot of things. I absolutely was not prepared for this question. But I guess, I mean, I don't mind that at all. I feel like it's a thing where the minute you all start farting in front of each other, that's when your relationship attains a new level. That's like a
Exactly.
milestone. So yeah, absolutely,
Okay,
I don't
guys.
mind
So
that.
I'm just making note of this. If the guy listeners and people listening to Divya, farting is a milestone. So if you're farting with her and she doesn't say anything, you know what it means.
People listen to this and like on the very first day they just give out like a very loud fart and be like, babe, are we there yet? Oh my god, I'm just like scoot, I'm gonna leave from there right away.
Okay,
But yeah,
but say,
it's a yellow flag for me. I don't mind. I'm not that uptight.
okay. So number two is joint family. What do you think about joint families?
Okay. It's just not me. It's not a red flag or a green flag per se. It's just like a me thing. I'm not cut out to be in a
So yeah,
joint
I mean,
family.
like, I want you to keep this super personal. So yeah, like for you,
Yeah,
this is a red flag, right?
exactly. For me, it's a red flag because I'm not cut out for a joint family. Especially, I've not even lived with a family in for 4 5 years now. So I want like a nuclear family where it's just me and him. And of course, weekends and like for celebrations and everything, we can always get together with the family. I draw the line
I'm
there. I
just
don't
so
want to live with the
happy that you're
in-laws.
not going to ask the questions I'm asking you back to me because people are going to judge me with this. Okay, number 3, splitting the check.
Okay, that absolutely is a yellow flag for me. So I always offer to pay at the first date. Like I would offer to like split the check, but most men do not like accept. They'd be like, no, no, I got this. You got the next one, which I'm completely okay because I do like myself a chivalrous man. So if he pays for the first date, I would appreciate it, and absolutely I would pay for the second date. But there are men who are like, no, let's be equal. Let's split the bill. I'm completely okay with that. I even had to like split a bill for like $10, which is like nothing. I was okay with that. I didn't judge him for that. So I'm like very much a yellow flag, but like my preference would be he pays and he is chivalrous on the first date. But absolutely okay with either.
Okay, I think I know the answer for the next one, but what about like tattoos and piercings? Like, I know you have tattoos.
Love, love, love. I'm a tattoo girl myself. Like I'm like 6 tattoos, and I do have a few piercings here and there as well. I'm okay. I mean, tattoos. I don't have any restrictions. It can be however, wherever it is. Piercings. I'm not a fan of like tongue piercing, like the lip piercing and all those things. It's just a little too much for my liking. So piercing, it's got to be very minimal and like very usual. Like I'm not even sure if I like a guy with a nostril piercing. But yeah, tattoos go all the way. Can't get how many ever tattoos you want. I'm all down.
Okay, and the last one, what about ordering off the menu for you?
Pardon me?
Ordering off the menu for you. Like, him placing your order.
Na 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 na. No boy, na na na. I'm gonna place my order. Already, if you're asking me out on a date and we decide a place, you bet your ass I've already looked up the menu. I've gone through the entire list. I've already decided what I'm gonna eat. So don't you dare order food for me unless I say I have no idea what I want. It's like an impromptu plan and I don't know anything about the restaurant or the cuisine. And if I'm genuinely like lost, I don't know what I want. Sure, I would ask you for your suggestion. I'd be like, have you been here before? Do you have any suggestion? Only then are you allowed to like suggest it to me. Not like go right away and order it to the waiter. No, 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 no. I don't like that.
All right. I think you performed well and very truly. So, yeah. So, yes.
It's so funny how we've got the questions as well. My questions are very like situational. Yours is like a very generic thing, so it's gonna be interesting. Let me get out my list. Da-da-da.
I'm so excited.
Okay, this
And I
is
just
my first
feel like
question.
I'm such a horrible person. People are probably gonna judge me up.
Imagine all the questions that I say are just like Sharath, and you say all of those things are red
Oh
flags,
my
and then
god.
everybody's gonna know, like, oh wow, it's gonna be like that. But hey, okay, at least good thing is most people don't know Sharath personally,
Personally,
so
thank God for that.
yeah, it's gonna be
And
only
all
your close friends.
okay, let's get this started.
Okay, my first question. Is it a red flag or a green flag for you if your partner has significantly large number of female friends?
I feel like earlier that would have been a red flag for me, but now over the years, I feel like both of us have grown as people,
Yeah.
yeah, as people, and yeah, now it's a green flag. Like, I don't care. Like, your friends are your
Okay.
friends. I don't care about anything.
Fair enough, yeah. Because if it was a red flag for someone, it would be very difficult for me because growing up, I've always had more guy friends than girlfriends. So, yeah, completely understand. These days, I don't think it's a problem for most
Yeah.
people. Okay, second question. Is it a red flag or a green flag if he wants to always join you for your hangouts with your close circle of friends?
It's a red flag. No. Oh my god, like that's my go-to zone. Like, I would love it if you come, get along with the group and all of that. But
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be okay if you're part of my group. Like, no.
I completely
Like,
agree with
I
you.
want my group to be my group, and I don't consider his
Exactly.
group as my group. So that's how it is.
Interesting. I would be okay with having each other as our groups, but then
Yeah,
I still want my
exactly.
space. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
I wanna
always
chill with my
is
friends.
not a thing. Like you
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
hang out
yeah.
with me always. Like I
Exactly.
need
That
my
also like makes me wonder, are you not trusting me? Why do you want to always come out with me every time I step out of the house? Like, do you think I'm going to do something behind your back? Like, that's where my mind would go immediately.
okay. I mean, it's not even that because I'm just super bitchy. So that's like my bitching space. And if you're gonna be there, also like what? Where am I gonna bitch about you?
Okay, that's cool. Um, is it a red flag or a green flag if he prioritizes you over his work?
That's actually a green flag. I
Green
love,
flag?
yeah, I love attention. And I just feel like, these days everybody has, prioritizes their work so much that they don't have any personal life left. Like it's become that bad. So if anybody is, considering their, family, their relationships over their work, I have a lot of respect for that because it does not come to people naturally because it's always everything is about hustle these days and I feel like work is glorified, being a workaholic is glorified, and I don't feel
True.
it's right. Like personally I don't think that being a workaholic is a great trait to have. So
True. This is exactly why we are such opposites and such best friends because I have the exact opposite view on this. Like for me, if he prioritizes me over his work, that'll be a red flag because he, in his perspective, that's correct, and he would exactly want the same from me for me to prioritize him over work. But for me, work comes first. Like I would like balance each other, but I would never be like, oh my god, I'm just gonna have to talk to him. I don't care if I don't attend this meeting. I can never do that. For me, work is so important. So for me, that's like a red flag because I won't be able to give the same
I
to
think
him.
it's just probably because I'm in social media and even when I'm with him, I'm still always working. So, if some other person does the opposite for me, I would love it. Like, legit love
Aww.
it. Yeah.
Sharat, are you taking notes? Please do take notes if not. Alright, next question. Okay, is it a red flag or a green flag if he bitches about his close friends to you? Remember, this is in the beginning of your dating stage.
Okay. Okay, if it's gonna be in the beginning of the dating stage, I think it's gonna be a red flag. Yeah.
Good.
I
Same, I
mean,
feel the same
yeah,
way.
yeah. I mean, I would judge the person based on that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's also very very subjective, right? Like if it's something like, oh my god, he's being an idiot, he shouldn't go back to his ex. That comes from a place of like a good faith. But if he's just being like, look at his dress, it's just so stupid, something like that,
Yeah,
that would be
yeah.
like, oh my god, dude, that's your
Totally.
best friend.
Exactly. And I would always like the first thought would be, okay, if this is what he's telling about her, like if I'm wearing something, like what is he going to tell about me? So yeah, definitely red flag, yes.
Exactly. I've had partners who would like constantly bitch about their best friends to me, and I would be like, "Oh my god, can you like stop it? This is just getting out of hand." Completely agree. Okay, this is a very interesting question. I've heard all my girlfriends give like different answers. Is it a red flag or a green flag if he doesn't have any social media?
I don't know. This is so confusing. But okay, if this is gonna be in the starting of a relationship, I think it would be a red flag because I would be like, yeah, like, are you normal? So maybe if but I would not be like, okay, actually that would be like a yellow flag. Like I
Okay,
it's very fascinating. So at least to know why he is not
right.
on social media, I'll be like, yeah, what you have to meet him and all of that and
True.
get to know because it's just fascinating to me that somebody is not on social media. Like I don't know
Exactly.
anybody. I don't know one person who's not on any social
I
media.
know.
So that's
I agree with
crazy. Like
you.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's almost like low key frustrating because you cannot stalk him on anything
Ah,
and like try to understand or get to know about him and his
exactly.
lifestyle. So
Exactly.
it's really, really frustrating.
Yeah, I
But
mean, like
yeah, I
that's the
agree with you.
first thing. I mean, even though I'm not doing that for myself, I do that for a lot of people. Like, just give me the name, guys. Just give me the name.
I know, right? You know which is the sweet spot? The sweet spot is him having social media, but he doesn't post much. He doesn't have a lot of followers.
It's
He has like 30
typical.
followers. That's like this sweet spot. Like I can post stuff, You can see me, I can see your stuff, but you don't have a lot of things where you're like flexing on social media. That is exactly what I want and what I love. But yeah, I agree with you. That's a yellow flag, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I just to know him, I would I would definitely take it forward. Like, yeah, what's up?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up? Exactly. All right, Rich, that's all the questions I had for you. How was it being single for 10 minutes?
Loved it. Oh, I think I miss it, guys. I miss it.
Don't worry, I'll think of such fun games for you in the future as well, where you can like pretend to be
So
single for a little
everybody
bit.
will like, "Yo, ரொம்ப காஞ்சு போயிருக்கு."
All right, y'all, let's roll into the next favorite segment of the podcast. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for pranking my girlfriend? Okay. My girlfriend and I have been dating for 2 years and we are both 20 years old. Last weekend, we were hanging out at my parents' place by the pool and she asked me to go get her water. I thought it'd be funny to take the hose and spray her. I figured it was fine because her purse and her phone and stuff was inside, so nothing would be irredeemably water damaged. So I go get the hose, she's lying on her back, I yell, heads up, and spray. And no, it wasn't in the hard setting, it was like those shower head type spray. She pops up, and honestly, after the initial shock, I thought she'd find humor in it. Nope, she was upset that she was wet, that her hair was wet, that she was cold. I insisted to her that I thought she'd find it a little funny. She said I was an idiot and that I was immature and that I was a little boy and that I was disrespectful. Oh my god.
Little boy.
I went inside, got her a few towels so she could dry off. When I finished apologizing, she just rolled her eyes, told me I'm not apologizing because I'm sorry, just because I want to get out of the situation. Am I the asshole? I'm gonna let
I
you give your 2 cents first.
I totally don't think he's an asshole. I mean, he's really thought of this prank. Like, it was not on the hard setting. Everything else was inside. So it just sounds like fun. Like, if I were there, I would like laugh it off, and then and then it's like my turn to host you, bitch.
Oh,
So
that's so
I
sweet.
just I just think it's fun, and it's something that I would totally do. So I don't think you're an asshole. This is fun. Like, this is crazy, and I just like how he made sure that the phone was inside, because yeah, if a phone is involved, I am getting pissed.
Then it's World War
Then
C.
it's World War. Yes.
Yeah, I get it. Oh, that's interesting. I wasn't thinking like that. I was thinking he was an asshole because they were not at their house, they were at their parents' house. So it's technically nobody's like it's let me restart.
Yeah, like.
So I thought he was an asshole because they were not at their house and they were at their parents' house, right? So she doesn't have clothes. She's at someone else's house. You wouldn't want to get wet in someone else's house. That's how I was thinking because that's why she goes like, "Oh my god, my hair is wet, my this is wet, my that is wet, everything." So I would also get irritated if I don't have change of clothes and I have to like sit in wet clothes for the entire day. But
But I
also
swear, like, I would insist that it was a little funny.
oh my god. But I guess if she wanted to, she could let this slide and just
Like,
like look at
she
it
could
as
have
a
just
joke.
pushed him off in the swimming pool, dude. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't go into full on bitch mode just because of that. I mean, little bit be like, oh my god, it'd be like that, and
yeah,
then
like, I know, I
I'd
can
snap
understand
out of
it
it.
might be like a little irritating for sure,
Right.
but like, once you get into revenge mode and the other person is well, then it's like all good.
True, I guess. Especially given that they're chilling by the pool, so I'd assume they were like in the thought of getting wet and like taking a
Yeah.
swim and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right. I don't think he's like that big of an asshole, but she's just
But
being
I
up to
love how
it.
he how she called him a
Little.
little boy.
Oh my god. But come on, they were 20 years old. Just go
Yeah,
have
they
some
are little
fun.
boys, but they are little boys and girls.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I feel old. This was such an unnecessary strike there.
Okay. Well, guys, that is the end of the episode. So there it is. We have two fun. Am I the
And
asshole stories?
Yes, and guys, we have some news. So, our season 1 is going to come to an end soon. So, there's going to be only 2 more episodes, and we'd love if you guys keep us going and supporting. And we promise you, we have so many amazing things planned for our season 2. So, yes, until then, ciao.
Bye.